Hi, I'm Terry and I'm nuts about stamping. I'm back today with another Sundays with Sizzix project. I'm going to show you yet another Valentine's Day card idea that I'm going to create with the help of my Big Shot and this super fun bundle. It's the Lift Me Up bundle with the Up and Away Thinlit dies. My card base is going to be 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at the 4 1/4 mark. And my card is going to be like that. I'm going to set it aside for right now because I want to get a layer going for my card. And I'm going to take the phrase that says love is in the air. I've got that mounted to a clear block. And instead of using real red, I'm going to use cherry cobbler. I think this makes beautiful Valentine color as well. So I'm going to ink up the stamp. And I'm going to stamp it down sort of towards the center of the card and a little bit over to the right hand side, and you'll see why in a minute. And then I'm just going to move that aside for a second and bring in my Big Shot, and I've got a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I have my magnetic platform, my bottom standard cutting pad, my scrap cardstock. And I'm going to take 2 of the clouds that are in the Up and Away Thinlits pack, and I'm going to die cut them out and make some clouds for my card. Now, before the video began, I found an idea online that I wanted to share with you, and I'm going to sort of make it my own. You're certainly allowed to copy and share your ideas with everybody, and I often get inspiration from what other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators have created. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stamped layer, and before the video began, that's not good. I die cut out a lot of these little clouds, and I'm going to bring in my silicone sheet and my snail adhesive. Now I use my silicone sheet all the time for smaller bits because if the adhesive goes onto the sheet, I can just rub it off afterwards. If it goes onto the paper, it gets really sticky and I end up having to throw the paper out. So I've die cut several of these clouds, and I'm going to have some that are overlapping off the edge of the card on both sides, so it looks like the clouds are passing by. And I'm just going to put them all around the phrase. You can do as many as you want or as few as you want. It's totally up to you because it is your card design. I'm going to turn this one over. Like so. So in the Up and Away pack, there are, I think, 3 different dies for clouds. So I used all 3, even though I only showed that I did 2. Let's see. I don't really want them to be... Let's go down here. So I'm going to finish adhering these on, and then I'll show you how I'm going to finish off my card. All right, I'm happy with the number of clouds that I've got attached to my card front. So now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to take my paper snips, and I'm just going to cut off any clouds that are hanging over the edge. So I have a nice crisp, clean edge. And then I'm going to bring in some baker's twine. This is Cherry Cobbler's baker's twine, so it's perfect for this card idea. And I'm going to bring in some tear and tape adhesive, and I'm going to put a strip on the back. Like so, and I'm going to take the adhesive off the covering on the adhesive, sorry. And I'm going to start a piece there. No, I want to start it up just a little bit higher. And I'm going to wrap this around 3 times. You can even crisscross them. It sort of adds a nice detail. And then I'm just going to push the end onto the adhesive and then snip it off right there so I don't waste any, like so. And then I'm going to bring in my snail adhesive and I'm going to layer this onto a piece of cherry cobbler. If you like this idea and you'd like to make this at home, why don't you click the like button so I know that you like what I'm preparing for you. Okay, so we've got that, which looks really nice. And then I think the last thing I'm going to do is bring in the Sweetheart Punch. I have, maybe the second last thing I'm going to do. I have a piece of scrap cherry cobbler cardstock. I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to put 2 Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of the heart. And I think I'm going to put it on like that, and then the very last thing I'm going to do is attach it to my card base, which, if you will recall, is Whisper White. Whoops. And there we go. A really quick, cute, and easy Valentine's Day card for somebody special. It could also be a wedding card though, or it could be a friendship card for somebody special. You can change the phrase, change the punch, and make something completely unique on your own. For a complete listing of the supplies that I used and the measurement for the cardstock, hop on over to my blog, www.nutsaboutstamping.com. While on my blog, don't forget to subscribe to my newsletters. I send out a free newsletter each week with a sample idea that you won't see anywhere else. And there's a Shop Now button on my blog. You can also go to my YouTube channel, and I've got a Shop Now button underneath there in the description if you want to purchase the products I used to make this card. I'm Terry. I am Nuts About Stamping. See you next time. Bye for now.